Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The New Normal. I'm your host, Jason Ruff. I'm pleased to be joined this week by Craig Stoker of the West Texas Food Bank, the largest nonprofit, non-governmental hunger relief organization in West Texas, serving 19 counties in West Texas in the Permian Basin. Craig, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us here.
For sure. Well, again, apologize in advance. I ran out the door this morning. I forgot my laptop, and so here you go. You get phone video. That's as good as we're gonna get.
Hey, phone video works, my friend. Phone video works.
In the spirit of what this is all about. This is it. This is new, the new normal. We're just all kind of doing the best we can.
Well, speaking of the new normal, how has COVID-19 really impacted the West Texas Food Bank and their normal operations over the course of the summer?
Well, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint exactly how, but I can tell you some side effects. And the biggest one we know here in West Texas is what happened to the price of oil when everybody quit driving, when everybody quit traveling, when exports weren't happening. You saw the complete collapse of the oil market. And here in West Texas, Midland, Odessa, that impact had a far greater impact than something going on with COVID. And we kind of consider the second week of March 16th was C Day, as we're calling it. And the first week of it, you saw a lot of panic. Oil hadn't done what it was going to do yet, but you saw grocery stores running out of food. People were getting into that panic mode of man, what's going to happen to me? So I think you saw a lot of those people maybe coming out to visit us at the food bank, which certainly lengthened our line. But in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that big a deal. Now, when people started not being able to go to their jobs, the service industry, the bartenders, the nail salons, hair salons, restaurants were closed, the mall closed. Just kind of keep filling those blanks in. That's when you really saw it. And to me, that again was a symptom of COVID. It was something that happened as we were all being cautious of our surroundings and whereabouts, and really trying to flatten that curve. That was the whole point of that. And what happened when that happened is you didn't have, everybody still had to pay rent. Everybody still had to put gas in their cars. Everybody still had to pay the doctor bill if they were getting sick. And it was a time of heightened awareness, and still is. If you're not feeling well, you probably really want to go to the doctor. So what it did to me is highlight the fact that we live paycheck to paycheck. And when you take those paychecks away, it doesn't matter how wealthy you are or where you live or what side of town, it affects you. And it may affect you in different ways, but to me, the majority of the people we see are in crisis. They're in an emergency. And that means that they have either run out of money, they've run out of food, they don't know where to turn, and they're coming to us. So to me, putting a blame on COVID, I can't blame the disease itself. I can blame the symptoms. I can blame the things that happened around it.
Right. So when you had these symptoms impacting all of these individuals, and you have individuals coming to the West Texas Food Bank for help, for need, how has the food bank adapted to help service those individuals?
So we completely changed our model. When somebody came to visit us in February, for example, you would come inside the food bank. We would get you signed up. You would go into a pantry and shop just like it was a little grocery store. We would load those things into your car and send you on your way. And what we did out of caution with COVID is we closed our doors. Nobody was allowed in the building that wasn't staffed. So that took away our ability to bring people into the pantry, and we had to switch to a drive-through model. So now when you come to the food bank to get help, we have prepackaged, we call them pantry boxes. Those are ready to go. You line up in a big drive-through, and when you come through, we load those pantry boxes and the other things that you get. So everybody coming through gets the pantry box, which is going to be dry goods, pasta, rice, cereal, canned goods like sauces, tomato sauce, canned fruit, canned vegetables, and things like that. There's also some dairy that goes with it, so milk and cheese, and bakery, breads, cereal. Today we had a large stack of cupcakes, so everybody got some treats to take home, and protein. So chicken, pork, beef. We want to make sure that we're also getting that protein box checked. So now when you come through, we've got a drive-through line. You come in, we check your ID real quick. You're good to go. Open your trunk, put it in the back, and you're on your way. And it really just kind of changed how we distributed food overnight, not only for us, but we also service over 80 partner agencies. So local churches and food pantries and soup kitchens, they all had to change their models too. And one of the biggest kind of, again, symptoms was COVID seems to hit that elderly population the hardest, and that's who runs these things. They're retired. They're our wonderful little old ladies that run these pantries. So we had partners closing down. We had to go out in the communities and do these distributions. So again, it just really changed the way we operate overnight.
And how has the reception been to the new methods for the West Texas Food Bank, the drive-through method? How has the reception been from folks who have been getting food by that method?
It's so interesting that to see who's coming and how our distribution has grown, and the patience people have had with us, just understanding that this is not how we operate to begin with. So we appreciate people being patient with us. We've gotten a system down now, but in the beginning it was frustrating. The lines would take a couple of hours to get through, and it wasn't fun for anybody. We certainly weren't enjoying doing that. But again, we've learned and adapted, and we've also had some fantastic helpers. We have had a platoon from the National Guard since the 1st of May who have really helped us with crowd control and working the lines. And when they're not doing that, they are busy building these boxes. So you've seen really a lot of patience from the people coming, and that's needed, because if you look at the people we're serving, in April, 74% of those people had never been to a food bank before. They didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what they were coming to get. We settled down a little bit in May. We were still hovering a little below 50% were new. And we'll see what June numbers say. I got a number this morning. We did distribute 1.25 million pounds of food in June, and that is double what we did in June of last year.
Wow, that's incredible.
So yeah, it's been incredibly busy. It's a lot of new people who don't know what to expect when they get here. And I think everybody has done an excellent job of having patience and giving grace, and just kind of realizing that, what, we're really all in this together. And if the better my attitude is about it, the better this is going to be. So I'm thankful to everybody for, again, giving us that grace and patience while we got our new system down. And at the end of the day, we're here to help. We're not here to make this a horrible process for anyone. That is not what we want to do. We don't enjoy that. We're here to help, and we want people to know that.
You mentioned working with the National Guard. Obviously, National Guard units all over the country being mobilized to help in humanitarian efforts from Texas to Chicago to New York, California. How has it been working with that contingent of the Texas National Guard and working with our men and women in uniform?
It has absolutely allowed us to do what we've been doing. We could not have done it without them. We are losing them in 9 days, and we're very nervous about how that's going to look when they do go. We understand that there are other things they need to help with and other missions they have. But without their help, I don't really know what we would do. We are looking now. One of the other ways we closed our facility was to volunteers. We did not. We wanted to have as much control over who was coming in and out, and to have as much knowledge of where they had been as possible. And this really flared up right after spring break, and that's just a typical time where people are traveling and congregating, and airports are busy and beaches are busy and rivers are full. So we really turned that tap off. And we have opened it up to the tiniest little drip that you can imagine, and we are allowing people who have been with us before, who have helped us with outreaches, who know the protocols. We're allowing a 10 at a time to come in and help. And that's still really an invite only type thing. So we're trying to figure out what it's going to look like when the Guard leaves. It's a full platoon, so there are 32 men and women here that have been helping us. And as a nonprofit, I don't really have the ability to hire 32 people and pay them, just because we already run on such a shoestring budget that staff costs are one of our biggest costs, and it just takes that many people to run an operation our size. So I can't praise them enough for what they've done to get food out to the 19 counties we serve. It's hard to imagine what we would look like without them.
In terms of individuals who want to donate right now to the West Texas Food Bank, what is the most important commodity that you are looking for donations for? Is it foodstuffs or is it actual monetary donations?
Cash money. Cash is king. Right now is an amazing opportunity. We just kicked off our summer match, reaching out to the community and hoping that they want their money doubled. So right now, for every dollar that's donated, that match is going to allow us to provide around 8 meals out to the community. So, I hear a lot that I don't have much to give. People apologize for donating, and it's like, you don't understand that $5 goes a long way. That normally would help us provide 20 meals, and right now matched, that $5 will help feed 40 people. So I encourage anyone to give, large or small. The money allows us really to tap into the buying power of large numbers. So if you think about when you go to the warehouse store like Sam's or Costco, and you can buy things for a lot cheaper because you're buying in bulk, we go and do that on a huge scale. So we're able to go out and really quadruple the value of your dollar to let us buy the things that we need and get the things that we need when we need it. And the community has always rallied around food drives. There's something just very basic about putting a can of food in a box and knowing that can is going to go to feed somebody. I get that. I get it. There's an absolute connection there. But right now, you are hearing it again. There is panic buying. There are people buying more than they need and clearing out grocery store shelves. So right now is not the time to buy extra food to donate to the food bank. We're fine. We know where to go get food. We're very good at that. And we love, again, we love that people's hearts are in that place of giving. But the dollar you spend on a can of food to donate to us, we could have bought 4 cans.
Right.
So we want to encourage everyone to donate. And right now you can buy 8 cans because your donation is matched. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that it's not that we don't want your food, but right now there's a better way to do it. And we don't have the manpower to stop and go out and collect the barrels of food. We don't have the volunteers that we normally use to sort through and make sure the food that we're getting is not expired and everything's good. We sanitize everything. We just don't have the manpower to do that right now. And when we are able to purchase these large loads of food, they're coming from food safe warehouses. We know where the food has been. We know it's clean. We know it hasn't been contaminated at a grocery store and it hadn't passed through. And it may have sat in your trunk for a few days. And so we know where the food's coming from. It's all quality food that you would find in your grocery store. And again, cash is king. It allows us to not only stock our shelves to be able to build those pantry boxes, but it allows us to put gas in our trucks. We had to make an emergency run to Terlingua yesterday. The 2 agencies that we serve there are closed down because they got COVID. And there was nobody to serve the community. We had to load up our 18-wheeler and 2 box trucks and make an emergency trip, 500 miles round trip. And in those large trucks, that's a lot of gas. So we get it. Gas is not sexy. It is not something you think about donating to a food bank. But we are like a little 16-year-old kid, and we have always got our hand out. Please, can I have some gas money? So right now, the best way to support the food bank is through a monetary donation. You can do that on our website. We've got a nice donate link up at the top where you'll be able to go. And just know that now through the end of August, until we meet that $100,000, your gift is going to be doubled.
Speaking of monetary donations, talk to us a little bit about the Nick Williams golf tournament that's coming up on the 9th of this month.
So that's another thing that has really changed, and it's changed for a lot of nonprofits in town. We are fortunate to have events that support us. They're fundraisers for the food bank, and the Nick Williams Memorial Golf Tournament is coming up on the 9th. It celebrates the life of Nick Williams, who was a board member of the food bank and just an amazing person who really got the food bank to where it is today. He recognized the need and understood how we needed to change to become the giant organization we are now. And unfortunately, he passed away about 5 years ago, and his family has hosted this tournament in his memory. And it is one of the larger fundraisers for the food bank. It is always a day of fun out at the country club. I know everybody would much rather be playing golf than sitting in their office. And it's right.
Guilty.
It's going to look a little different this year. We are not. We scaled it back. It's not going to be an all-day thing. We're not having the shotgun start, which is always fun to watch everybody racing to their holes. But we are still having the tournament. Tee times are still available through the Nick Williams tournament. People can reach out to me, and we'll be happy to get them the flyer. I'll send you a flyer if you want to post that for people
Perfect.
to see where they can register for teams. And again, we realize it's not the fun, rowdy tournament that it normally is, but it still goes to a great cause. And you still get to go out and have a great round of golf at the Odessa Country Club, and that's certainly a lot better than sitting at home working from home. I know by now everybody is so tired of that. Or if you've been at work the whole time, it'll be nice to have a day out of the office on the golf course and really honoring Nick's legacy and honoring his family and what they still do to support the West Texas Food Bank.
If you're not the most golfing inclined individual, but you still want to make a monetary donation, how can you become a Hunger Hero with the West Texas Food Bank?
So Hunger Heroes are our really amazing group of friends who give to us on a monthly basis. And going back to talking about $5 or $10 donations, and people wondering about the impact of that. If you sign up and give $10 a month, that's $120 a year, and it adds up. And it to me is more important to have those people engaged every single month than to receive a large donation. If you think you have to give $100 to make an impact, well, $10 a month turns out to be more than $100. So we encourage people to sign up to be Hunger Heroes. It's a new thing that unfortunately we were kicking off right as everything kind of went haywire. So it hadn't received as much attention as we would like. So I thank you for bringing that up. You can go on our website. You will just click to make a monthly donation. It can come right off your credit card, debit card, come out of your checking account. It's automatic. You don't have to think about it. You get signed up for our newsletters. You get more information about what we're doing, what your money's going towards here at the food bank. And you just know that you're helping hundreds of people through that monthly donation. And like I said, $5 or $10 a month makes a huge impact in what we do.
Well, Craig, certainly I want to bring more awareness to being a Hunger Hero because, like you said, cash is king. Organizations like yours are so important to so many people, not just in Odessa and Midland, the Permian Basin, but all across West Texas and all across the world, quite frankly. I mean,
Yeah.
God love you for what you have done, what your organization has done. We're sure as heck going to get the word out there. Hopefully more people, when they see this, some of our fans will be encouraged to become Hunger Heroes and support the West Texas Food Bank in any way, shape, or form that they can.
For sure.
Craig, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. I'll let you get back to it and let you get back ready for that golf tournament coming up on the 9th.
For sure. Well, we look forward to having you. We look forward to being back at the Coliseum and banging on the glass. I always have so much fun when we go to Jackalopes games. And the last time I dropped the puck, somebody lost the picture. So I've got to come out and do it again so that I get another picture dropped in the puck.
We'll get you a picture. We'll get you out here, and I think we'll get you a win as well. Hopefully,
absolutely.
We're all looking forward to having you guys out here at the Jack Shack as well.